Let's take a look at the schedule. The Canadian Shield coming up first, June the 7th against Ukraine. They are 25th in the world. It will be a 1 p.m. Mountain Time start, 4 p.m. Atlantic, and then just a few days later against Cote d'Ivoire, ranked number 41. Canada ranked number 30. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Those matches playing at BMO Field. And a tune-up in some ways, Alex, for the Gold Cup, the tournament, the biannual tournament that Canada is so desperate to win after their 2 decades plus hiatus. What do you think, or which tournament rather, do you think we'll learn more from, though? Is it these 2 matches, the Canadian Shield, where Jesse Marsh maybe feels a bit more experimental and tries people out in different positions? Or is it a Gold Cup, a tournament that Canada wants to win no matter how it looks?
That's tough. I think there's immense value in both, just because for the Gold Cup, I think, again, winning a trophy, it remains important no matter who's available to do so. I think it would be nice for Canada to taste that sensation, but at the same time, the level of competition, they know what to expect, those CONCACAF teams. I think their biggest challenge ahead of next year is this, what do you do if you end up in a World Cup group and you've got, you're going to have maybe a team from CAF, a team from AFC, a team from CONMEBOL. They got a lot of that experience last summer, of course, at Copa. So I'm kind of looking at this Canadian Shield as where I'm going to learn a lot more, I think, just because you look at Ukraine, very unique team. They did okay at the Euros last year. They've, played some great competition in UEFA and have held their own. They've got some fun players. And then even this Cote d'Ivoire team, they kind of steamrolled through African qualifiers. They got a bit of an easy group. They're 5-1-0. They did have a tougher time in AFCON qualifiers. They got some incredible talents. Like, you have to remember, this is the team that won AFCON. They're the defending holders of that tournament, which is always a tough tournament to win. They're going to pose some, very different problems with how they hold the ball, how they're going to try to attack Canada. I think for Jesse Marsh, he has to balance that while he wants this team to win and get that sort of chemistry. Like Wheels mentions, you got to build the depth. You got to learn who can step up where, who are the surprise, who are the Bombitos we don't know about, who are the guys that are just waiting for an opportunity, the way like an Ali Ahmed has stepped up. So I think you're going to learn a lot more in these friendlies because there's going to be more rooms to 30 minutes of Nathan Saliba. There's going to be more rooms for DeFougerel and Jamie Knight-Labelle, whereas I think in the semifinals of a Gold Cup, you're probably going to go what's true and tested, like a Jonathan Osorio and some of these guys we know a little better.
We have seen Canada play so many teams from CONCACAF in the last few years. I don't want to say I'm CONCACAF'd out, but I mean, we've seen a lot of these opponents before. Where they'll be tested at the Gold Cup is playing knockout round football, where if you lose, you're out. I mean, those sorts of experience, I think that there's value in it, but playing these types of teams, that's maybe not the best preparation for the World Cup. I mean, it's Ukraine, it's Ivory Coast. Ukraine are bringing a big, difficult team, proven goalkeepers, very good goalkeepers, very good team at the back. They're missing the big man up top in Dominic, the Roma striker, Mikolenko, Yarmouk, both playing the Premier League. They're not coming. But other than that, it's a pretty complete Ukrainian squad. It's going to be a very difficult team and a very different profile to the side they'll be playing in Ivory Coast, who are basically bringing a full squad. Haller, Amad Diallo, Sangari, Adringa, who plays for Brighton. Like, there's some really difficult attacking players to deal with. And for what isn't going to be a first choice back line for Canada, I think they're going to provide a significant test. Different styles of play, different ways that you're going to have to go out and play these teams. So I think there's much more value in playing these Canadian Shield games, especially considering these games are at home, guys.
Yes.
Like, actually games in Canada, what a concept. The fact that you play one and done in the Gold Cup and you're playing the rest in the United States. I mean, Canada's preferred path through the World Cup is playing home games, starting in Toronto, just rolling through Vancouver for the foreseeable. That's what they hope. So playing these games on home field also, there's value in that for these Canadian Shield matches.
All right, trial by fire for Jesse Marsh's group, Canada versus Cote d'Ivoire and Ukraine, the Canadian Shield. We're excited for it.